Dana Abercrombie, The Coalition. Thank you so much for speaking to me. What I really love about your character and also with this movie is the relationships. Even though it's a lot of tension that is comes through. The relationship between Terry and your character of Joni. Can you talk about kind of there's that underlying frustration, but also having to have each other's backs because it saves each other.
Great question. Yeah, I think for Justin and all of us involved as collaborators, it was important for us to really get the interpersonal relationships right. Underneath the procedural, underneath the genre of the action and the suspense and the thriller, these are just folks on a mission to restore order back to their homeland, right? And how does that mission impact them? And then, so with Terry and Carney, Jude and myself, we really tried to explore this brother and sister dynamic of I was his former mentee who I've now risen through the ranks. He's coming to me for information he doesn't have, it's classified information he doesn't have access to. What does that do to his sense of identity? I love it, but then when he veers to the left and goes off course, how do I, bring him back in and let him know who's boss? One, because you're right, we have to have each other's back and keep each other safe. Two, you screwed up the mission. And three, you are doing things I would never be able to do. I'd be demoted and fired in 2 seconds if me as a woman, a Black woman in this position of power would have screwed off and not followed protocol. So I think that layered some of the dynamics of like I'm approaching this scene with I'm coming in hot, because I'm pissed for X, Y, and Z, and that's the stuff I love. I love finding the truth in who people are struggling to be amongst each other.
Do you feel that she takes on this case as a Black woman because it's about racism and white nationalism differently as opposed to, say, another case?
I mean, I definitely think it eventually becomes very personal for her. I don't know that she takes it on with a different agenda, but I think the deeper she gets involved, Alan Berg's assassination, going into the bunker, these are all things that are weighing on her more than she would like to admit they are. And it translates into a level of rage and anger, which is why I'm like, I'm going and get his wife. I'm gonna arrest the bitch, because it's like you're complicit too. And it was important to find those moments when, all right, the job is not just a job. This is the survival of my folks, right? And the rage that it ignites, the blood memory that it would ignite when seeing the bigotry and that racist imagery, right? And so it was always about finding the personal in the procedural.
What do you feel that she has learned from this mission?
I think she's learned a number of things working with Terry under these circumstances. I'm watching him going, is that me? When I ask him if it's worth it, I'm asking because I need someone to tell me it's going to be worth it, that the sacrifices are going to be worth it, that I don't have a family. This job is my life. Tell me it's worth it, right? I think she's learning another level of leadership in owning her power. But I think the tragedy of Jamie is really weighing on all of them, on again coming back to how much do you give of your mind, body, and spirit for the cause. And I think that's a question anybody on any mission has to face with at some point in their life.
Thank you so much for speaking to me. Excellent movie, heavy movie. Great job.
Thank you for the great questions.
Thank you.